Listen to the absolute silence of your room late at night. You are lying in bed, idly scrolling through your phone, looking at an app, a video, or a product. You haven't spoken a word to anyone. You haven't made a single purchase. You believe your thoughts are completely private, hidden safely inside your own mind. But suddenly, an advertisement pops up on your screen. It is an item you were just thinking about an hour ago. Or worse, it is a solution to a highly personal anxiety and insecurity, or a life change that you have never shared out loud. A cold shiver runs down your spine. You look around the empty room, experiencing a sudden rush of paranoia, asking yourself, is my phone listening to me? How does it know exactly what I am feeling? You prefer to believe it was just an uncanny coincidence, a lucky guess, or a random alignment of a generic advertising pool. But let us look at the terrifying, calculated reality. Your phone does not need to listen to your voice. The global retail giants have built a digital surveillance matrix far more intrusive than a microphone. Every millisecond you spend hovering over a post, every shift in your scrolling speed, and every late-night search is being harvested. You did not stumble upon that product. An artificial intelligence mathematically engineered that desire and placed a trap in front of your eyes. At the exact moment your psychological defenses were at their absolute lowest. Welcome back to Human Secrets. Today, we unlock episode 4 of our series, The Retail Trap. We are deep diving into the dark architecture of corporate data prediction. To expose the predictive algorithm, we are going to deconstruct how supercorporations use big data to read your subconscious mind before your conscious brain can even form a thought, and reveal how your most vulnerable human moments are being weaponized for profit. To understand how terrifyingly accurate this predictive matrix is, we must look at a legendary case study from corporate data history. It sounds like science fiction, but happened in real life. A furious father once walked into a Target store in Minneapolis. He was holding a stack of advertising coupons for baby clothes, cribs, and diapers that had been mailed directly to his house. The coupons were addressed to his high school daughter. He shouted at the manager, "My daughter is still in high school, and you are sending her coupons for baby clothes? Are you trying to encourage her to get pregnant?" The manager apologized profusely, but a few days later, the father called the store manager back. His voice was completely quiet, drained of anger. He said, "I had a talk with my daughter. It turns out there have been some activities in my house that I was unaware of. She is due in August. I owe you an apology." How did an algorithm know a teenage girl was pregnant before her own family did? Target's data analysts had built a pregnancy prediction model. They discovered specific buying patterns in the second trimester. Women began buying unscented lotion, large boxers of calcium supplements, magnesium, and cotton balls. The algorithm didn't need a medical test or to spy on texts. It simply monitored the micro shifts in purchasing patterns. By connecting 25 ordinary products into a mathematical score, Target could predict her pregnancy timeline with near-perfect accuracy. The corporation knew the most intimate secret of a human life, purely by reading her data footprint. Let us break down how this surveillance operates on your smartphone right now. You might think that retail giants only track what you actually click or buy. That is an ancient illusion. Today, algorithms track a metric known as scrolling velocity and dwell time. Imagine you are scrolling through your social media feed or an e-commerce app. You pass by 100 items, but then you see a specific jacket or a specific luxury item. You don't click it. You don't add it to your cart. You just slow down your scrolling for exactly 1.5 seconds before moving on. To you, that was an insignificant microaction. To the algorithm, it was a massive neurological confession. The code records that your eyes lingered. It logs your dwell time. It cross-references this with a thermal heat map of where your thumb was. By analyzing thousands of these tiny micro-delays, the AI builds a real-time map of your subconscious desires. It combines this with your location data, the weather in your city, and the battery percentage of your phone. If your battery is low, studies show humans experience higher anxiety and are more likely to make impulse buys. The algorithm knows this. It primes your environment, waiting for the perfect psychological window to strike. This granular data is then pushed into the second layer of the trap, the weaponization of emotional vulnerability. A few years ago, a massive leak from a major social media platform revealed a dark truth that corporate tech giants had denied for years. The algorithm was actively identifying when teenagers and young adults were feeling insecure, lonely, or defeated. It analyzed the vocabulary of typed words, the depressing nature of music they streamed, and the late-night hours they kept active. Why does a retail matrix care if you are sad? Because a sad human being is the most profitable target on Earth. When you are emotionally vulnerable, your prefrontal cortex suffers from ego depletion. Your emotional defenses are shattered. Your brain craves an immediate hit of dopamine to escape the pain. The algorithm detects this and alters your digital reality. It floods your feed with targeted products using dark patterns. You see a flashing notification? By now, only one item left. You see artificial countdown timers ticking down to 0. The algorithm is intentionally creating an artificial emergency to panic your emotional brain. You click buy now not because you want the item, but because your hijacked brain is chasing the temporary dopamine rush, a purchase to cure loneliness. The corporation successfully traded your emotional suffering into their stock value. But the ultimate masterpiece of the digital retail trap is the total elimination of what behavioral economists call the pain of paying. In the traditional physical world, spending money had a violent friction. You had to reach into your pocket, pull out a physical leather wallet, extract paper currency, and physically watch those bills leave your hand. Neurologically, this action fires a literal pain signal in your insula, same part of the brain that registers physical injury. This pain acts as a biological brake system. It forces a hesitation that saves your finances. Today, digital supercorporations have engineered a phenomenon known as dollar amnesia by erasing this friction completely. Think about how you buy something online today. One-click checkout, Apple Pay, biometric face recognition. You don't even type your credit card numbers anymore. You just look at your screen, a green circle flashes, and the transaction is complete. You have spent $500 in less than half a second. By separating the joy of acquiring a product from the immediate sensory pain of losing physical currency, your brain fails to register the financial damage. To your primitive neurochemistry, looking at your screen isn't spending money. It's just a game. You don't feel the weight of the loss until weeks later when a cold, clinical credit card statement arrives in your inbox. You have been turned from a conscious merchant into an algorithmic cash register, drained without ever feeling a scratch. The ultimate secret of the digital retail era is that the greatest asset of a mega corporation is not their physical factories. It is the digital twin of your subconscious mind they have stored in their servers. They know your insecurities. They predict your life changes. They manipulate your sadness, and they erase your financial breaks. You are running a race against a supercomputer that knows exactly where your mind will trip. But the moment you become aware of the code, you break the matrix. You can reclaim your financial sovereignty by implementing your own digital protocols. First, implement the incognito friction habit. Never save your credit card information inside your browser or e-commerce apps. Delete the one-click payment settings. Force yourself to physically stand up, find your wallet, and manually type all 16 digits every single time. This reintroduces artificial friction. It gives your brain that critical 10-second window to shock your prefrontal cortex. Oh wait, am I buying this because I need it? Or because the algorithm caught me at a weak moment? Second, sabotage the data profile. Periodically clear your browser cookies. Reset your advertising identifier in your phone settings, and deliberately click not interested on items you actually like. When you feed the algorithm broken, confusing data, you blind the hunter. You shatter its ability to predict your vulnerabilities. Stop letting an artificial mind dictate the contents of your home. Open your eyes to the digital predation. See the matrix for what it truly is. And remember that your attention and your peace are not for sale. Thank you for watching episode 4 of our investigative series, The Retail Trap. If this deep dive opened your eyes, make sure to subscribe to Human Secrets and hit the notification bell. Leave your thoughts in the comments. What was the most terrifyingly accurate ad that popped up on your phone, convincing you it was reading your mind? Stay independent, stay vigilant, and we will see you in the next chapter.